Alright, welcome everybody. I'm super excited to show you some more of this stuff. I'm going to go through parts of the CS241 class, and I'm hoping that maybe you'll pull something out of this. I'm trying to do these, I know that fall is coming up here pretty soon, the fall semester, and I'm going to try really hard to make sure that I get these out ahead of the fall week that's coming up. One, so that you can kind of look at it if you're having trouble and you know you're gonna need help, um, and also so that when you hit your first couple of weeks, you can go ahead and look up before school even starts. You can kind of like see what's coming up. That's what these first two videos I've already done are the first week of CS124 at BYU Idaho, um, and hopefully that's what you can get from these two videos is you can get a head start on what this class is going to tell you or teach you, and hopefully that head start can help you if you know you're going to have trouble with it. For example, I know I was really bad at programming before this class. This class made a difference for me. So, um, so if you are bad at programming, but it is required for your major, this class, which it is for mine, uh, and you know you're going to struggle with it, this can probably help to kind of ease you into it, help you understand things a little bit easier, and things like that. So hopefully we can get that going for you. Here, I have a little window open. It says import random. You are probably going to be told by your teacher, I believe they tell you to do import random and import uh, from random import rand int. So we got to put both of those. I'm pretty sure that's the ones that they tell you, though. I think they tell you that you have to do that, so it should be so much of a surprise. Uh, Random. It's import. Whoops, no. Import. Spell correctly. Rand int. And what these two things are doing is they're really, I mean, you don't need to know too much about this. You'll figure it out a little bit more as you go along, as you get further into this class. But basically, what you're doing here is you're importing things from the Python library, things that already exist in Python, and you're just going to go ahead and use those things. So random is something that someone else has already created, and you call that a library, and so you're just using the things that they have created already to make your work easier. If you didn't do that, you would have to create your own program to randomize numbers. Because here, you have the problem of creating a program that randomizes an integer, and then you have to find it, or you have to guess what it is. Another thing you're going to do here is you're going to have something called a seed. A seed's also not super important to understand. I also don't understand it 100%. I just know a seed is a code that you can use that kind of tells the computer how to randomize. So we know computers don't randomize everything like 100%. They do a pseudo random, which means that they randomize based on the codes of ones and zeros, and it looks random to us, but it's not actually random because the computer has to decide on a number. And so a seed will allow you to choose the same number over and over again. And that's important because during this test, you're going to have a test for this program that you're about to write. At the end of writing this, you're going to have it run through testbed, and testbed needs to know what the number is so to make sure that you did your program right. So that's why you're going to use a seed to try to give the program a specific number for you to guess towards. I mean, it defeats the purpose of the game in this moment, but I mean, you can see how it would be useful if you used a different seed every time, or you just didn't use a seed at all, how it would change numbers for you. And that's kind of what you want. So, moving on. We have import random and from random import rand int. So you need to create something like you need to create a question. I can't remember the question that they have. Let's go take a look at it. Here I have Brother Burton up again. What was the question? Oh, it just says welcome to the number guessing game. So simple enough. We know how to print things. You put out print, and you say welcome to the number guessing game. I already can't remember what he said. Yeah, welcome to the number guessing game. Okay, I have a really bad memory. All right, so you have welcome to the number guessing game. That much so far is straightforward, and you have to enter a seed. So you're gonna come here, and it doesn't. I wouldn't put it as an entry. I'm sure you could probably put numbers. I'm not sure it matters, but I would put something like my seed. That's not how you spell seed. Excuse me. It's not how you spell that. All right. My seed equals. I would say input. Enter a seed. Also, another thing I forgot to do was up here. You're gonna want to put something like a random integer. So you're gonna say like rand int whoops is equal to it's rand int doop doop, and you're going to put the lowest number and then the highest number. So what this is basically saying is rand int chooses a number between 100 and 1 and gives it to rand int. Let me actually change this name because I don't want it to be confused. My random. Okay. So this takes this number, this rand int that it just creates, again, creates pseudo-random, and puts it into my random. And now it's going to print welcome to the guessing game and my seed input enter a seed. So you're going to type in, I think the class tells you to use cat, I think it tells you to use cat. So you input cat, and then you're going to have another space that says something like, oh man, I had it. Oh. So it is random seed. I might edit that out to make me look less dumb. And then you're going to use, oops, no space there, my seed. Okay. Okay, now you have created your random seed through doing that. Now I'm going to assign the seed variable also, so we just don't have a variable that just says cat somewhere out there. But now we have created the random seed of the cat, or the CAT. And now I'm just going to reword the my seed. I've always done this. I've always felt like it makes more sense to do it. So I would do something like my seed is equal to whatever my random is. And then that way it reassigns seed, and you can use seed for the random number you have it saved now. So moving on, we're going to move over here. Boop. Now you're ready to start asking the questions. Now you're ready to start getting into the actual program. So let's play a game. Okay. So now you're going to create the bases of the game. It says, let's look at what they want you to have. And please enter a guess. So we're going to put that. Print. Whoops. Actually, since they're going to want you to enter something, we're actually using the input. So guess is equal to input. Please enter a guess. Okay, and this is where they're going to enter their guess. They're going to type it in. And then you're going to go over here. Let's see. Make sure we do this right. Please enter guess. Okay, perfect. So that's all we need. Now we're going to come down here. We're going to create some if statements. I made a video about if and else statements before, but if you've taken a programming class before, which I believe is a requirement for this class, to have had taken a more basic programming class, you know an if and else statement just is two statements that check to see if something is true. If this is true, do this, else if it's not, do this. So we're going to do that by saying if, and we're going to say let's try that again. Okay. And so we're going to do this by typing if you want to say guess, whoops, that is not spelled correctly. If guess is equal to my seed, if guess is equal to my seed, then you want this to happen. If for some reason on the very first guess somebody guesses what it is, I mean that's kind of crazy, but imagine they did. You're gonna want to say, congratulations, you did it. You're gonna say, congratulations. Print. Congratulations. Perfect. I've totally forgot my princess there and everything. Okay, you're gonna say congratulations. You guessed it. Perfect. Congratulations, you guessed it. And you're gonna up your count by 1. I don't know if they make this a requirement to do. I don't know if you have to report how many tries it took them to get it. I'm gonna do that though, whether or not it's actually part of the program, and so that gives you a little bit extra something to do. So I'm gonna put count plus equals 1. Did I spell that right? I think I did. I don't know. I'm not very good at spelling, but hopefully I spelled that right. Either way, I just have to spell it the same the rest of the way. Okay, perfect. So let's make this. We need to make two. We need to make two variables that are going to tell us if the game is over or if you want to play the game again. So we're going to put them above the guess. We're going to put it right over here. Let's put it right here. We'll say play again. Whoops. Again. Step again is equal to yes. Perfect. And then we're going to say guess again. We'll say that. Guess again is equal to true. Whoops. True. Okay, so now we have these two variables. We're gonna use play again to indicate whether or not you want to play the game again, and then guess again is obviously just to guess again. So you have two, I guess, barriers you have to go through to pass this test, and you have to make sure that they're all positive numbers or zeros. And the other one is if it is a negative, you need to display something saying, hey, please make it a negative. And then you don't count that number. So you have to come down here now, and I would say something like, while play again is equal to true. Boop. Good. Okay. Then I say while guess again. Oh, play again is not that. Sorry. I did that wrong. It's yes. Yeah, that's what we want. While play again is equal to yes. While guess again is equal to true. You want to do these things. Now, you're going to have to tab that because that's supposed to. Tabbing is really important in Python. You have to have things tabbed a certain way or else they will not work like that. It's within this loop. Okay, so let's make things a little easy for ourselves. I'm changing a couple things here. Okay, so you have these two variables, and they're now set up so that as long as they stay true or they stay equal to one another, you will keep going through this loop. So you guess. Okay. Let's put it right here, and I'll put like count plus equals 1. I'm gonna remove it from here. That way it can just kind of say, like, every time you type in a guess, it will plus that 1. And I'm also going to put count up here is equal to 0. Now you say congratulations, you guessed it. So now we feel like we've done pretty good. As long as you guess the exact number immediately, this program will work just fine. If you don't guess it, I mean, it's going to break because we don't have any collateral for if someone says something wrong or if they do negatives or if they do anything like that. So let's take care of that. So, congratulations, you guessed it. And I would say something like print, like I said I was going to. You guessed it in, oops, tries. And then I'm going to come over here and say format, and then say count. So now you kind of have something that just says somebody did it, woohoo. And then I'm going to also say guess, oops. Let's see. I would probably put it. I'd probably put it here. Yeah, let's just leave it like that for right now. You guessed it in so many tries. And then I'm going to say, make sure that we get this, okay? You're going to want to come outside. That would end that loop. And then you're going to come outside the loop and you're going to say, so I went back and looked at some of my stuff. And I realized I did a couple things wrong. I also, oh no, I did spell it right. Well, good thing I looked. Okay, it's spelled right. One of the things that we need to do is, with the booleans, you have to declare it as a boolean. I forgot to do that. I don't know if this is 100% all the time true. I know that I'm looking at my old code and stuff, and I don't know if it's absolutely 100% you have to do that, but I know it helps kind of declare it. Let's just reword that. Let's just try again. Not good. Okay, so there was a couple things I went back and checked and changed. One thing here is this bool. I put that before the true just to make sure that the computer knows this is a boolean value. It's not just a it's not supposed to just equal true. It is a boolean. So I added that in there, and then I did my count plus one. And another thing that I was forgetting here is I need to do an int input. Otherwise, it's going to take it as just a regular input, and that's not what you want. You don't want it to take it as a character. You want to take it as an integer. So you put int input, and then you're saying if my guess is equal to my seed, you want to say congratulations, you guessed it. Ta-da, you're done. Okay, also something else you want to do is right here above my guess, you want to turn that boolean to a false, because you have to remember that you don't want to enter the guess again because you don't need to. You're done. So you would say guess again. Oops, I'm gonna screw that up over there. Is equal to input. Boop. Okay. And it would say, oh, that's not how you do that. Guess again is equal to, or equals, not equal to, but it equals false. And I would say boolean as well, like that. Equal to bool false. You say congratulations, you guessed it. All right, perfect. So we have all this set up now. Now we're gonna add in the play again. So you guessed it, great, awesome. Do you want to play again? Okay, so you come down here and you say play again is equal to input, and then you say, do you want to play again? Want to play again, and then let's put parenthesis so that people know it can be a yes or no. Okay, perfect. Okay, and so we're going to make one that says if play again is equal to yes. We want to do a couple things. Whoops. We want to do a couple things. We want to reset the count to 0. Count equals 0. You want to redo another integer, so you can do rand int is equal to that. Is okay. All right. Now look at me go. I'm doing it over here. Let's make sure this is uniform. Go back to top. I did. Okay, good. So we did that one. We're gonna make. Oh, I don't know why I did it this way. That was dumb. It goes like this. Sorry. My random. I can't type today. Okay, perfect. So then you reinitialize the integer. You say again, I want a brand new integer. I don't want to do this again. So this is the important part because I got stuck on this for a long time. This part's kind of important. Every time you replay the game, you have to reinitialize a new number. Now you are still under the cat seed, and so it should do this because it's pseudo random. It should do this the same way every time. So you shouldn't have to worry about, because what happened to me is I think I put the random integer, I put it somewhere like outside. I reinitialized it each time like out here, and what happened is it kept giving me a different number. I kept restarting the game and it gave me a different number. So the computer, or better yet, testbed, didn't know how to find that number. And so the important part is to put it within this play again spot where you say, do you want to play again? And then you reinitialize in here. For some reason, that changes it. It actually follows the seed. I don't know why, but if you use it outside, it tends to just give you a pseudo random number, but a different number every time. It doesn't give you the same number. So here you have your random integer, and you're going to once again do the same thing you did last time with the seed. You're going to do my seed, is equal to my random. This one, my random. That's okay. That didn't work. I thought that would work, but okay. It's equal to my random. Perfect. Okay. True. Okay. So here you got everything. I believe this is everything you're going to need. If we run it and run into problems, that's what engineers do. We change it and we figure it out. So I'm pretty sure this is what we need. I think we're done. So let's run through it real quick. This is what I would always do after I type up a whole bunch of code. I always go back and try to logically think about what I've just done. And sometimes I even say it out loud just so I can read through and be like, what is the computer doing? And to make sure I don't have any bugs or anything that I don't want in here. Okay, so something we're going to do now is we are going to go over here and we are going to go down a couple. Remember, indentation is super important with Python. They're very particular about how you indent things. So here is super important. It's within these while loops, and it's within this if statement, sort of. I mean, it's not within the if statement, but I mean it's lined up with the if statement is what I mean to say. So it's within this while loop, so it has to be in front of this line. This line is where the the while statement closes. So if I were to type something right here, that would be when the while loop ends. So instead, I'm going to come up here so that it's when this if statement ends. If this if statement is not true, then it's going to move on to what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use elif, which is what we use in Python to say else if. And you would say something like elif my seed is higher, greater than my guess. If my guess is greater than my seed, then you're going to say lower because it's too high. So you're going to say print lower. And that did not mean to space that. Okay, lower. And then again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to say elif my guess is less than my seed. Then you're going to print, if I could type, that would be great, print higher. And then, I didn't put, let's just, okay, so now you have these two things set up. It's like a preventative. Now, we didn't handle any negatives yet, but I want to run this just as it is and see how it goes. See what errors we're going to run into, and then we'll go into the negatives after that. So I've explained a couple times in my past videos that I use Windows PowerShell to open to run my programs. I should have already had it open. I don't know why I didn't. But I use PowerShell to do this. And you have to have Python to do it, installed on your computer to do this. And I'm sorry if you see cuts in the videos, random cuts where I cut in and then you can tell that I spliced the video. I'm going to splice the video because there's moments where I sit here in silence and I'm like, what did I do wrong? and I sit there and think about it, and then I figure it out. So I don't want to waste your time with me sitting here in silence looking at my code. So I am going to splice and cut this video a little bit just to make it shorter. I don't want it to be hours long. I want it to be super short and concise. So I'm going to cut out unnecessary stuff. I'm going to only bring out what's really important. So let's do this. CD documents. That's where I want to go. I think. Yes. School. I'm going to go 2020 spring because that was when I took this class. CD CS241 and assignments. So we're going to find my file that I just made. It should be improve week 01 prove. Yep, there it is. Okay, we're going to do week 01 prove. There it is. Perfect. I need to say Python. We'll see what happens. I may have screwed everything up. That's the first time I've ever typed anything up without testing it in the middle. Enter a seed. We're gonna put cat. Please enter a guess. Okay, 15. Higher. 20. Okay, 90. Okay, all right. 30. Okay, 38. 38 higher. Okay, 40. Ooh. Okay, I thought it was like a 35, but maybe I was wrong. 65. Okay, then 60. Okay, 55. Whoa. Oh, there it is, 50. Okay, awesome. Guessed it in 11 tries. Let's make sure it counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it was 11 tries, so it did that right. When I first did this project, that was also wrong. The counter didn't count correctly, and so I'm glad it did. And I'm glad the higher lower worked perfectly great. It didn't mess up like sometimes it does when you're typing things up. So now if I enter a negative, it probably would just say, if I did, it would probably just say higher if I did. So we're going to fix that. I'm pretty sure if I ran this and I just typed in -1 or -3, it would probably say higher instead of, although I'm not sure that really matters, does it? Let's go take a look at the requirements here. I don't think it needs to know whether or not it's a, yeah, I don't think it, needs to know if it's negative, so I don't know why I was thinking it did. Alright. So I believe that's it. I think that's all. I remember in the beginning of this video I was confusing this one with a different one. Thinking about it now, because I said something about negatives and needing to compute negatives. You don't. I don't think so. Not for this one. You just have to do this. I am kind of confused though that it is 50 because it's supposed to be 35. I just looked at it. If you go over here to Brother Burton's, he is cat is what he types in. And 31 is supposed to be the number. Wasn't 35, 31. So I now have to sit here and I have to figure out why it didn't happen. You know the basic idea now. You kind of see what happened. But maybe you're running through the same problem right now that I am at this moment. So I'm going to think about this. I will return once I have thought it over and figured out what the heck I did wrong. So see you in a minute. Okay. Beautiful. I got it. So what was happening here was in my code I had my random up here above everything, and that's not something you should do. I'm going to erase it. Instead, you put it below the random seed because you have to generate the seed. Because when you ask for the seed, then generate with the seed, you have to then generate the random number. You can't generate a random number before you even ask for the seed because they need the seed to generate the same number over and over again. Anyway, have a look at it. This is where this needs to be instead of up here at the top. That was the problem. I was overlooking it the entire time. I spent 10 minutes doing this, looking at it, and I figured, okay, so programming sometimes you take 10 minutes to look at something so simple. Anyway, I hope this helped. This was quite of a long video for me. I probably will trim it down so it's not so long for you guys, but it was kind of long for me. I hope it kind of helped grasp an idea better of like the syntax and different things you can try and all this different stuff. I said in the beginning that I didn't want to hand you anything on a silver platter, and that's still true. I don't. This one kind of ended up that way. Um, Usually I will show you how to do stuff, but I will be a little bit more. I will show you less just showing you, and I will talk about it, why it works that way. But I hope you understood. I hope this made a little bit of sense to you guys. Can help you out a little bit in your studies and getting ahead of the game. Um, yeah, well, have a good day, my friends. I will see you in the next video that I make about week 2. Goodbye.